Somebody's excited. Today, boys, the Legacy GT goes to its new owner. Let me fill you guys in. All right, everybody. Today, we're working on the Legacy GT project. You guys saw it in the past. You guys seem to like the video, so I'm doing more on it. Today, it's going to its new owner. This is my good friend Muncie and our new roommate. So it's going to him. He's going to take good care of it. He's already bought a new bumper for the rear end. You guys see this ugly black painted bumper, and it's cracked pretty bad right here, so we're doing that. This front door wouldn't unlock with the key. You might have seen my short, so we're taking care of the door. He's taking the old one off right now. We finally got some hoses in for the engine bay. It was just a brake booster hose, so that we could actually stop with the brake booster. So we got that all put together, put the top mount back on. We have the little exhaust thing, the exhaust flange on, but it's not welded, so it basically just dumps right here. But we'll get that figured out. And then we had to kind of ghetto rig an air intake because the one that was in the car didn't have the filter box and mass airflow sensor. So we rigged this guy. We're gonna go grab a filter for it later, but we're getting things taken care of on this car. It's going really nicely. It runs and everything. I've already burped the coolant. It drives somewhat, but it wasn't happy with the mass airflow unplugged. I have the base map already ready to go for it. It just needs to be uploaded. I'm waiting on the Tactrix cable to come in the mail so that we can upload that base map, and then we should be able to drive it. So let's go ahead and get a few things taken care of on the car, get it a little more presentable and everything, and hopefully you guys will be able to see us go for our first drive here pretty soon. Muncie, he's familiar with manual, but it's been a while since he's driven one, so I'm gonna have to give him a refresher course. So if you guys are excited to see Muncie drive this twin scroll turbo Legacy GT, then definitely stick around and we'll see how he does. Like I said, let's get this door off, get the new one on, swap all the handles and everything, and man, he's a pro. I didn't even have to tell him how to get the handle off.
I've got a pretty good...
He's pretty mechanically inclined. His dad was a really good mechanic, so he knows his stuff.
Too many years.
All right, boys, let's get into it. All right, while Muncie works on getting the door handle off the inside of the door in here, I'm gonna work on at least taking this bumper off. It's pretty easy. You just undo 4 screws on, or 4 nuts on the inside of each tail light, pop them out, and then there's about 8 or so little pop clips that just hold the bumper on. So let's go ahead and get those off. All right, Muncie, I'll let them tell you what we just went through.
What did we go through?
This.
The whole thing. I mean, we took out the whole mechanism to see if that might work, but didn't really make a difference. So to finagle it out is a little harder than it looks. Finagling it back in is even harder, especially with these 2 bolts up here.
Yeah, so we had to take out the whole door latch mechanism and door lock. We had to take out this whole stupid latch mechanism down here. Anyways, just hope you guys never have to do this on a Legacy GT.
Yeah, this is not the most intuitive way of engineering or design.
It's so stupid. And it's like this on most Subaru stuff, unfortunately.
Honestly, a 3rd grader could make a better door.
Yeah.
I feel like.
So I hope we've got it all back together properly and everything. We're gonna hang the door, and then I guess
put the
panel on and make sure everything
cross
works.
my fingers.
Yeah, we're gonna hang the door and make sure the outside latch works first before we go too much further.
Yeah.
But hopefully everything works on this door. We got it from the junkyard, so we'll see. As far as the rear bumper, I wasn't able to get very far because it has mud flaps that are screwed into the inner fender well. So I have to raise up the car, probably take the wheels off, take those screws out of the mud flaps, and then we can take that off. But we're plugging along. Hopefully we got the door taken care of.
The thing is as long as it runs. As long as it runs.
Yeah, Muncie just wants to drive this thing. So
try stick again.
Yeah. All right, let's get the door hung, and then we'll move on to the bumper, I guess.
Not too bad of the bumper, huh?
All right, everybody. The bumper is on. The door is put together. Everything under the hood is pretty much buttoned up. I think that's going to do it for today. Not for this episode, but at least for working on it today. Doesn't fit the best right there. We're not really sure why it's not sitting flush, but that's okay. The door we're gonna have to clean up a little bit. As you can see, the paint's a tiny bit different shades, but not too big of a deal. Everything under the hood's good. Like I said, I'm just waiting on the Tactrix cable to come in so I can upload that base map. As soon as I upload the base map, we should be able to go for our first drive. At least drive it around the neighborhood and everything. He's gonna get it registered soon. The door, unfortunately, the lock still doesn't work with the key. So that's gonna do it for today. Once the Tactrix comes in, I will update you guys. We'll upload the tune and we'll probably go for a drive. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna go for the first drive in this thing. It's gonna be super loud, and we'll see you in a little bit. Okay guys, so the Legacy unfortunately took a back seat for a little while. Like I told you guys earlier, I was waiting on the Tactrix cable to come in so that I could upload the tune and we could go for our first drive and everything like that. However, the Tactrix cable got in, and because of nerves, I waited a little while to try and upload the tune, and for good reason. Like I said, I had nerves about it. Something was just kind of sitting weird with me, and I kept putting it off and putting it off, and I finally got around to getting in there and trying to upload the tune. And when we did, we were having a lot of problems with the ECU. It wasn't reading. We weren't able to upload the tune for whatever reason. So I did a little bit of research, uploaded the logs from ECU Flash, the software that I used to upload the tune, and turns out that the ECU in this car is actually locked. It's locked to another access port. So I'm thinking whoever owned this car before me, or whoever owned this car before the person that I bought it from, had an access port in it, had a tune, had an access port married to the ECU, and then they got rid of the access port or whatever and didn't unmarry the access port from the car. So we've got another ECU coming. Hopefully this one isn't married to anything. I bought it out of a part out car, so hopefully this one doesn't have an access port married to it. Another option I could have went with to unmarry the ECU was to find somebody with an unmarried access port, marry it to this car, and then unmarry it again. But unfortunately I couldn't find anybody local to me that had an access port available for me to do that with. So I just went ahead and spent the money for Muncie and got a new ECU for it. So the guy wasn't able to tell me if it was married to an ECU or not, but I'm pretty positive it wouldn't be, because I think this is just a really rare scenario that somebody didn't unmarry their access port from their car. So like I said, we got the new ECU coming in, should be here in a couple days. As soon as it comes in, I'll upload the tune and everything, and then we can officially go for our first drive. It's going to be super loud because of the downpipe being cut basically right after the turbo. So as soon as we're able to get it registered and driving, all that good stuff, we're going to take it down to the exhaust shop so we can get the rest of the exhaust welded to the catback. We're also going to get a bung welded for the rear O2 sensor and everything, just so we'll be able to log everything, and the ECU will have references for the front and rear ECU O2 sensors. Other than that, I'm a little bit nervous that we might have to buy an AEM wideband air-fuel ratio sensor for this car so that we can do tuning. I haven't talked to my tuner about it yet, but usually he requires the air-fuel ratio in the logs to do the tuning. And as far as I know, you can't log that stuff with the stock setup. So he requires like an AEM wideband air fuel ratio sensor to be installed and either log it or take videos of it while doing logs. So I'm a little bit worried about that because I'm not sure where I'm going to plug it in to the exhaust if we do need to do that. And also I don't want to buy another one, and I don't really want to pull the one out of my WRX. So we'll get there when we get there, but hopefully we don't have to do that. Not confident, but we'll find out. Anyways, that's just an update for now. I will come back to you guys in a minute when we get the new ECU in the mail, and we'll get it installed, we'll get the tune uploaded, and we'll go for a drive and everything. Okay, new to us ECU is installed. Let's try again to upload this space map. Boys, it looks like we have success. Flashing memory. Sorry the camera's at an angle, but that damn thing. There we go. Loading the tune now. Everything's looking good so far. We'll give it a second. Man, I feel like I'm in like Fast and Furious. Manual car with 24 gears, with the laptop in the passenger seat, loading tunes and shit. This is cool stuff, man. All right, we'll come back to you in a second once this tune gets loaded. We'll give her a first start, and we'll see how she runs compared to the other day. Maybe we'll be able to drive this thing. Not gonna take this thing for a test drive because it has no exhaust. It's just straight turbo. So not going to take this thing for a test drive because it's so loud. I don't want to bother the neighbors, but here's the last and final update for this video on the Legacy. Okay, final update, I guess, on the Legacy GT. We got it running and everything. So what happened was the new ECU was not programmed to the keys for the immobilizer. So when we went to start it, the keys obviously weren't programmed to the ECU, and the immobilizer wouldn't let the car start. I don't know if I updated you guys on that or showed you any of that process, but that's pretty much what happened. We got the new ECU in, got the tune uploaded, it wouldn't start, so we figured out it was the immobilizer. I had a guy come out, and he actually helped me program the keys to the keys and immobilizer to the new ECU, and we got it started and running and everything. And Muncie is now driving it. Not regularly, but he's getting practice in driving the manual transmission. So that's pretty much it for this video. I guess next video we'll update you guys once we get the exhaust welded and everything and start doing logs for the tune. It's running all right, but without the exhaust and without the upper or front and rear O2 sensors plugged in, it's running a little bit rough and has a code for that. But she runs, she drives. Tomorrow, I think he's going to get it registered so we can go for logs and he can use it to get back and forth to work in the meantime. But for now, guys, I think that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys are enjoying the process of this Legacy little kind of project, sidecar, whatever. If you haven't, subscribe. There will be more videos on this car. Like the video if you guys are enjoying the Legacy build. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.